It's Miss Sao.
On behalf of our... stands before you!
I'm done! Me? How dare you?
After losing to... It's been a while since I last drew...
Kill them both!
Kiyosato's death.
Maekawa, isn't it?
Ah, you are here. They've been asked to help restoration. Government sending troops to Taiwan is open.
Leave the dojo to me. Go on.
Drop it! Take it down!
Boy's going to do anything?
What's going on?
Oh, why?
Family to heaven in one simple stroke. On your left cheek, don't you?
Kenshin!
This is my lucky day. Just stop dragging.
The bike at Truzen!
Hey! Am I too late?
That rat.
It's the same sound we heard last night.
Answer me.
Follow the trail. man's judgment is...
Thank you so much.
Is this for me?
Go now. Confused, wicked man. As the soul remains...
Stop. The hell? It's you, huh? Come all this way looking for a fight.
Sounds like fun.
It's Battosai we want.
Watch and learn!
Finish me off right! Princess of our samurai prowess, to die with honor, you must. Grant me a death that's honorable. It's your duty!
You get back! Hold it!
When is it soiled with blood?
Don't you lay a hand on God! Don't worry!
Are you Rurouni Kenshin or others like me? Though your soul will be in despair.
Wounds hurt like my sister's did.
Die! The guilty writhe in agony.
Look at Tomoe right now.
Sister.
Son of a bitch. I told you not to do.
Stop it!
Hey guys, today we dive headfirst into the concluding chapter of our favorite Wanderer's saga, Rurouni Kenshin, the final, where the past isn't just knocking, it's kicking down the entire doorframe. We're talking about a final showdown that promises more sword clangs and dramatic stares than a symphony orchestra. Kenshin, our lovable former assassin, is enjoying a somewhat peaceful life, but as we all know, Peace in these movies is about as stable as a house of cards in a hurricane. This time, a specter from his darkest days is back, and he's not here for a friendly reunion over tea. If you had a good time with this, a like and a subscribe is a free way to help me keep making more. Our tranquility is shattered faster than a cheap vase at a bullfight when a massive explosion rocks Tokyo, the ground trembles, dust clouds erupt, and the screams of terrified citizens echo through the streets. This isn't your average Tuesday. Turns out, this fiery welcome wagon is orchestrated by none other than Enishi Yukishiro, a man with a serious axe, or rather, several very large bombs, to grind against Kenshin. He's the younger brother of Tomo, Kenshin's first wife, who, spoiler alert, Kenshin accidentally offed. Oops, Enishi isn't just looking for an apology. He's looking to dismantle Kenshin's entire world, brick by painful brick. The sheer force of the blast is deafening, a visceral crackle and roar that tears through the urban landscape, leaving behind a smoking, ruinous cavity where bustling shops once stood. The air fills with the acrid scent of gunpowder and burning wood, a grim testament to the immediate, brutal impact of Enishi's vengeance. Realizing this isn't a small-time skirmish, Kenshin, looking more grim than usual, pays a visit to his frenemies, Sato Hajime and Aoshi Shanomori. He lays out the dire situation, the sheer scale of Enishi's malice. Sato, ever the pragmatist, with a penchant for stylish fedoras, initially seems reluctant, probably still holding a grudge about that one time Kenshin didn't offer him tea. But even he can sense the magnitude of this threat, the chilling implication of Enishi's ruthlessness. Aoshi, typically brooding in the shadows, also acknowledges the gravity of the situation. The conversation is tense, punctuated by the clinking of sake cups and the quiet rustle of their kimonos. Kenshin's voice, usually calm, carries a new weight, a desperate urgency that cuts through the usual rivalries. He describes the horrific devastation, the cries of the injured, the very real possibility of more widespread chaos, emphasizing the almost clinical precision of the attacks. It's a somber meeting, the air thick with unspoken worries about the storm brewing over Tokyo. Just as they're trying to wrap their heads around the initial attack, Enishi decides to really dial up the drama. We're talking coordinated bombings, multiple blasts erupting simultaneously across different districts of Tokyo. It's like a deadly fireworks display, except with more screaming and less cheering. The rumbling ground becomes a constant companion. The metallic clang of collapsing structures a terrifying soundtrack. This isn't just random destruction, it's a calculated assault designed to sow maximum fear and instability. The sheer scale is breathtaking, or rather, breathtaking away in a really bad way. The city, usually a vibrant hum of activity, is now a cacophony of sirens, panic shouts, and the ominous crackle of fires. The visual onslaught is relentless, pillars of smoke rising into the sky from every direction, painting a grim picture of widespread devastation. The ground beneath everyone's feet vibrates with a constant, low thrum, a visceral reminder of the unseen forces at play, shaking not just the buildings, but the very foundations of their sense of security. It's a truly chilling display of power executed with an almost artistic cruelty, each blast a drumbeat in Enishi's symphony of vengeance. Our hero, Kenshin, springs into action, his reverse blade sword, Sakabato, finally out of its sheath. He faces off against a squad of Enishi's masked assassins who, bless their hearts, clearly didn't get the memo about how Kenshin handles these situations. It's a ballet of steel and motion, Kenshin's movements a blur against the flickering flames of burning debris. The metallic clang of his sword deflecting a flurry of strikes is sharp and precise, followed by the soft whoosh as he spins and disarms an opponent. He's not killing them, of course, because that's not his style anymore, but he's making sure they won't be bothering anyone for a while, probably with a few new bumps and bruises. The impact of his non-lethal strikes carries a surprising force, a distinct whack as he connects with the flat of his blade. It's a beautifully choreographed sequence, showcasing his unmatched skill even as the city burns around him. The air is thick with the scent of smoke and adrenaline, and the only sounds are the rhythmic clash of steel and Kenshin's quiet grunts of exertion. He moves with a purpose, a focused intensity in his eyes that tells you he's not just fighting, he's defending what little peace remains, just when Kenshin's looking a little outnumbered, because even the greatest swordsman needs a hand now. And then his trusty pals Yuhiko and Sanosuke arrive to join the party. Yuhiko, still training but eager to prove himself, charges in with his bamboo sword, probably muttering something about showing those bullies. Sanosuke, with his ridiculously oversized Zanbatu, swings it like a baseball bat, sending goons flying with satisfying thumps and whooshes of air displacement. It's a delightful contrast to Kenshin's graceful precision, a more chaotic, brute force approach. The clatter of their weapons against the attacker's blades mixes with their shouts and grunts, creating a lively symphony of battle. It's clear they are a formidable team, a mismatched but effective trio. Their movements, though different in style, coalesce into a unified defense, a small island of resistance amidst the spreading destruction. The crack of Sanosuke's blade meeting an enemy's shield reverberates, a clear declaration of his formidable strength, while Yuhiko's quicker, lighter strikes add a surprising agility to their combined efforts. The street, usually bustling with merchants, is now a makeshift battleground, littered with overturned stalls and scattered produce, making for quite the obstacle course. After fending off the initial waves, the group retreats to a makeshift hideout, probably somewhere with minimal natural light, because that's just Aoshi's aesthetic. He's got some intel, and it's not good news, like at all. Turns out Enishi isn't just a random disgruntled guy. He's got a whole network, a global criminal empire backing his vengeance plot. It's not just a personal vendetta, it's a meticulously planned, large-scale operation with resources that would make a small nation blush. The sheer audacity of it all is jarring, the revelation dropping into the room with the weight of a lead balloon. Aoshi, ever the master of understatement, delivers the news with a grim finality, his voice low but sharp, cutting through the tense silence. The implications are staggering. This isn't a fight they can win just by Kenshin swinging his sword. A few times, this requires strategic thinking and perhaps more allies. The air feels heavy, almost suffocating, as the true scope of Enishi's preparations settles over them. It's like discovering your ex isn't just stalking you, they've also bought a small army to help. Then comes the gut punch, the moment designed to shatter Kenshin's very soul. Enishi's plan culminates in a brutal, horrifying act. Kaoru, Kenshin's beloved, his anchor to peace, is seemingly killed. It's a meticulously staged act, a cruel theatrical performance. One of Enishi's loyalists, a master of deception, uses a precise attack to make it look like Kaoru is struck down, her body tossed into the bay amidst the smoke and confusion. Kenshin's scream of anguish, a raw, guttural sound, slices through the cacophony of battle, an echo of his deepest despair. The visual of her lifeless form disappearing beneath the dark, choppy water is a devastating blow, designed to replicate the pain Kenshin caused Enishi years ago. The air goes silent for Kenshin, all other sounds fading as his world implodes. The scene is a masterclass in emotional manipulation, truly horrific to witness, showcasing the depths of Enishi's psychological warfare. The cold spray of the water, the harsh glint of the moonlight on the waves, everything conspires to make this moment a crushing weight on Kenshin's spirit. The aftermath is devastating. Kenshin, utterly broken by Kaoru's apparent death, retreats into himself. He collapses in despair, his trusty Sakura Bato clattering uselessly to the ground beside him. He blames himself, of course, the weight of his past sins crashing down on him with renewed force. It's a tragic sight, are usually composed. Hero reduced to a shell, his vibrant spirit extinguished. The silence in the hideout is thick, heavy, punctuated only by his ragged breaths and the distant sounds of a city still reeling. His eyes are hollow, reflecting a profound hopelessness. He's lost his anchor, his reason for fighting, and he sees no path forward. The tactile sensation of the cold, hard ground beneath him seems to mirror the chill in his soul. It's a painful reminder that even the strongest among us can be shattered by grief. The raw emotion here is palpable, a truly heartbreaking portrayal of a man who has lost everything he holds dear, the kind of emotional gut punch that stays with you long after the credits roll. His hands, usually so skilled and precise, now lie limp and useless, stripped of their purpose. While Kenshin wallows in his well-deserved, but ultimately unproductive grief, his friends aren't giving up. Sanosuke, Yuhiko, Aoshi, and even Misao, who's fiercely loyal to Aoshi and quite the formidable Kunoichi herself, decide that Kenshin might be out of commission, but they aren't. They gather their gear, weapons clanking softly, and prepare for a journey. Their resolve is almost a physical presence in the room, a quiet defiance against the despair that has enveloped Kenshin. Their faces are grim, but their eyes burn with a quiet determination to find Enishi and make him pay, and perhaps to find answers about Kaoru. The rustle of their clothes, the soft thud of bags being packed, these small sounds carry the weight of their unwavering loyalty. They understand Kenshin's pain, but they refuse to let it consume them all. It's a powerful moment of silent solidarity, showcasing the strength of their bonds even in the face of overwhelming odds. They're basically saying, fine, Kenshin, you have your pity party, we're going to go save the world. Or at least our little corner of it. Kenshin, meanwhile, has embarked on his own aimless pilgrimage, wandering through desolate landscapes, probably hoping to find a discount on self-pity. He's haunted by flashbacks, the vivid, almost tactile memories of his past with Tomo. We see glimpses of their life together, the tenderness, the tragic circumstances of her death, and the infamous cross-shaped scar being formed. These memories are a constant, knowing presence, a whispering echo in his mind that refuses to fade. The silence of the wilderness is broken only by the crunch of his feet on gravel and the mournful wind, which seems to carry the phantom sounds of past battles. And lost love, he's essentially on a spiritual detox, trying to process the sheer amount of emotional baggage he's accumulated. The cold, crisp air seems to prick at his skin, a constant, unpleasant reminder of his desolation. He feels the rough texture of the ground under his worn sandals, each step a heavy weight. It's a beautifully shot but incredibly heartbreaking sequence emphasizing the deep scars left by his past, wounds that Kaoru's apparent death has ripped open anew. The sheer weight of guilt is almost a visible aura around him. While Kenshin is off contemplating the meaning of existential dread, Yuhiko and Sanosuke are doing the legwork, tracking down Enishi's network. They're basically Batman and Robin, but with more shouting and less spandex. They muscle information out of a series of shady contacts in bustling, shadowy back alleys. Their voice is a mix of intimidation and desperate urgency. The air is thick with the smells of street food and damp earth, the sounds of distant chatter and bustling crowds creating a sense of urgency. Sanosuke's booming voice, punctuated by the occasional thwack of a fist hitting a wall, makes sure the informants are sufficiently motivated. Yuhiko, surprisingly effective, uses his youthful energy to poke holes in their stories. The information they gather is fragmented, bits and pieces, but slowly, a picture begins to form. They learn that Enishi has set up shop on a secluded island, a fortress of vengeance, probably with excellent security, because villains love their privacy. The tactile sensation of the rough brick walls, the dampness in the air, the constant buzz of the city life around them, it all underscores the grittiness of their task. A stark contrast to Kenshin's solitary introspection. Just when we're all thinking Kenshin's going to spend the rest of the movie as a tragic, brooding hermit. Bam. Plot twist of the century. We cut to Enishi's island fortress, and lo and behold, Kaoru is alive. It turns out her death was a meticulously crafted deception, a special effect worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster. She's bruised, she's definitely been through it, but she's alive, held captive by Enishi. The revelation hits like a thunderclap, a huge sigh of relief echoing through the collective movie-watching consciousness. Her eyes, though weary, still hold that spark of defiance, that unwavering spirit that Kenshin loves. The sound of her Quiet, determined breathing is a beacon of hope in the otherwise grim surroundings. Enishi, you manipulative genius, you really had us going. It's a moment of pure emotional whiplash, from utter despair to a sudden, potent surge of hope. The feel of the cold, metallic chains, the damp air of her cell, these details ground the scene, making her survival all the more visceral. This isn't just a reveal. It's the catalyst Kenshin desperately needs, even if he doesn't know it yet. Back on the mainland, Kenshin, still lost in his mope fest, eventually encounters a wise old fisherman, because every hero needs a wise old mentor figure to kick them out of their funk. This wise elder, with a voice like sandpaper and wisdom like a 1,000-year-old tree, gently nudges Kenshin, reminding him of his responsibilities, of the people who still need him, and of Keiru's unwavering belief in him, the old man's. Words are a gentle whoosh of wind through the rustling leaves, slowly fanning the embers of Kenshin's spirit back into flame. It's a subtle but powerful shift. Kenshin's eyes, once dull and empty, slowly regain their light, their focus, their characteristic determination. The metallic rasp of his sword being drawn from its sheath, a sound that has been absent for too long, signifies his return to the fight. He grasps a hilt, feeling the familiar weight and balance, a tactile connection to his purpose. He's not just Kenshin anymore. He's the Hitokiri Battosai, but this time, with a profound new resolve forged from grief and resurrected hope. The cold sea air on his face, the sound of the waves crashing, these elements serve as a baptism, washing away his despair and rekindling his will. Refreshed and ready to rumble, Kenshin reunites with his relieved friends. The air is thick with unspoken apologies and rekindled hope, punctuated by Sanosuke's hearty clap on Kenshin's shoulder, a firm thump that signifies a bond unbroken. They share the good news. Kaoru is alive. This revelation ignites a new fire in Kenshin, transforming his despair into focused rage. The group, now complete and more determined than ever, boards a small vessel, its wooden hull creaking softly against the water, setting sail towards Enishi's secluded island fortress. The waves lap gently against the boat, a rhythmic slosh that underscores their steady progress. The island, shrouded in mist, looks ominous, a dark silhouette against the horizon. The journey is tense, but beneath it, a palpable sense of purpose, a united front against a common enemy. The salt spray on their faces, the rhythmic rocking of the boat, every sensory detail emphasizes the impending confrontation, the calm before the storm. It's like the Avengers assembling, but with more samurai swords and fewer capes, and probably better tea on offer. Upon reaching the island, the team embarks on a stealthy infiltration mission because a direct frontal assault would be a bit too direct. They scale treacherous cliffs, the rough rock scraping against their hands, and navigate a labyrinth of hidden passages and heavily fortified corridors. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft scrape of their feet, the gentle whoosh of their clothing, and the distant, muffled calls of guards. Aoshi and Misao, with their ninja training, are invaluable, moving like shadows, their movements fluid and almost silent. The air in the passages is damp and cool, carrying the faint scent of metal and damp stone, creating an oppressive atmosphere. Every shadow could hide an enemy, every turn could lead to a trap. It's a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek, where the stakes are life and death. The tactile sensation of the cold, rough stone beneath their fingertips, the hushed whispers of strategy, the constant tension in the air, it all builds to an almost unbearable level of suspense. They're basically a Samurai Ocean's 11, but with less casino heist and more sword fights. Inside the fortress, the team is split, forced to confront Enishi's formidable elite guards in a series of intense, choreographed battles. Each member faces their own challenge, a personalized gauntlet of pain. Sanosuke, naturally, gets the hulking brute, leading to a glorious fist-to-fist brawl. The thwack of his punches, the oof of impact, the sheer visceral force of their blows echo through the stone chambers. Yuhiko, ever the underdog, faces a nimble, swift opponent relying on his training and quick reflexes. Aoshi and Misao A lethal duo take on a pair of cunning assassins, their movements a synchronized dance of deadly grace, the metallic clang of their weapons a rapid, rhythmic symphony. The fortress itself seems to hum with the energy of these clashes, the distant sounds of each battle merging into a chaotic symphony of violence. The ground rumbles with the force of each impact, the air thick with tension and the smell of exertion. It's like a fighting game, but with much higher stakes and no option to hit reset. Every dodge, every parry, every grunt of effort is felt, emphasizing the intensity and brutality of these individual struggles. While his friends are busy with their own skirmishes, Kenshin finally reaches the heart of the fortress, the lair of the villain himself. He walks slowly, deliberately, down a long, eerily silent corridor, illuminated by flickering torchlight. Each step is heavy, deliberate, a prelude to the inevitable confrontation. The soft whisper of his footsteps is the only sound, creating a tense, almost suffocating atmosphere. He sees Enishi waiting, silhouetted against a grand window, a picture of brooding malevolence. The air crackles with anticipation, a palpable energy that makes your skin prickle. This isn't just a fight, it's the culmination of years of pain, guilt, and vengeance. Kenshin grasps the hilt of his sakabado, feeling the familiar, reassuring weight of it in his hand, a tangible link to his past and his present. The scent of damp stone and the faint metallic tang of old blood seem to permeate the air, adding to the grim gravity of the moment. It's the final boss battle, folks, and Kenshin is ready to face the music. Sword in hand, the air practically vibrates as Kenshin and Enishi finally clash. This isn't just a duel. It's a maelstrom of steel, fury, and raw emotion. Enishi, wielding a distinctive Chinese sword, fights with a berserker's rage. His strikes heavy and relentless, each clang of his blade against Kenshin's a testament to his vengeful power. Kenshin, initially on the defensive, tries to understand the man before him, but Enishi is too consumed by hatred. The metallic shriek of their blades scraping against each other fills the grand chamber, a deafening symphony of destruction. Enishi's movements are almost animalistic, driven by pure, unadulterated loathing. He's not just trying to win, he's trying to break Kenshin, to inflict the same soul-crushing pain. The rapid-fire thwack of a deflected blow, the sudden whoosh of a near miss, every sound accentuates the speed and danger. The very air around them seems to crackle with kinetic energy, and the ornate chamber bears the scars of their devastating exchange. Marble pillars gouged, tapestries shredded. It's like watching two trains collide, but with swords. And much more personal. Mid-battle, Enishi, probably taking a breath from all that sword swinging, finally articulates the full, heartbreaking truth behind his vendetta. He recounts Tomo's death with chilling detail, his voice thick with unspent grief and burning hatred. We're hit with a devastating flashback, reliving the moment Kenshin, as the Hidokiri Battosai, accidentally struck down Tomo, who was trying to protect him from another assassin. The sound of Kenshin's sword slicing through the air, the agonizing gasp from Tomo, the sickening thud of her body collapsing, it's all laid bare, raw, and painful. It wasn't a deliberate act of cruelty, but a tragic, unavoidable accident of war, a twist of fate that sealed both Tomo's and Enishi's destinies. Enishi, however, sees only his sister's murderer, blinded by his pain. The memory is sharp, almost tactile, as if you can feel the impact, the cold blade, the sudden shock. The weight of this revelation hangs heavy in the air, a cruel, undeniable truth that Kenshin has always carried, but Enishi has nurtured into a burning inferno. The atmosphere becomes heavy, stifling, as the full extent of the tragedy is brutally replayed. The full force of Tomo's death, replayed through Enishi's vengeful eyes, nearly crushed Kenshin. He stumbles back, his mind reeling, the ghost of his past almost paralyzing him. He closes his eyes, the roar of the battle fading into a deafening silence as he grapples with the excruciating memory, the tactile sensation of that fateful blow, the desperate cries. But then, something shifts. He remembers Kaoru, alive, waiting, and the new life he's built. He reopens his eyes, and the despair is replaced by an unshakable resolve. This isn't about running from his past, it's about confronting it, accepting it, and choosing to live for the future. The deep, guttural sound of his own breath, slowly regaining its rhythm, signifies his internal struggle and victory. He won't let his past consume him, not when he has people to protect and a future to build. He feels the weight of his sword, not as a burden of guilt, but as a tool for justice. It's a powerful moment of internal transformation, a silent click of understanding that resonates profoundly, showing his growth from a haunted killer to a protector. He's not just fighting for Kaoru, he's fighting for his own soul. With his resolve solidified, Kenshin lunges forward, a renewed ferocity in his movements. This isn't just self-defense, it's a battle to reclaim his future and bring peace to the soul of his enemy. The metallic shrieking of their blades meeting signals the true final duel. Enishi, sensing Kenshin's renewed power, amps up his own aggression, his every strike heavy with years of bottled-up hatred. The chamber, already scarred, now becomes a whirlwind of motion and steel. Kenshin unleashes his heightened Meticulously techniques, each swift whoosh of his sword a deadly dance. The impact of their blades, a rapid-fire clang, reverberates through the fortress, a symphony of their ultimate confrontation. The air crackles with kinetic energy, the raw power of their clashes vibrating through the stone floor. It's a breathtaking display of swordsmanship, each parry and thrust executed with pinpoint precision, each movement carrying the weight of their respective burdens. You can almost feel the wind generated by their impossible speed, hear the grunts of exertion, the desperate, guttural cries. This is where it all comes down, folks, the ultimate clash of past and future, guilt and vengeance. There's no turning back now, no easy escape from this deadly ballet. The battle reaches its frantic, pulse-pounding climax. Kenshin, pushing his body to its absolute limits, unleashes the full might of his heightened Meticulously, a flurry of moves. So fast they're almost invisible, Enishi, for all his rage and skill, can barely keep up. The final exchange is a blur of motion, a rapid shinklang whoosh as Kenshin performs a powerful finishing move, striking Enishi with immense, non-lethal force. The thump of Enishi collapsing, the sudden silence that follows, is almost deafening. It's over. The air, which had been thick with tension and the metallic tang of clashing steel, now feels strangely clear, almost serene. The exhaustion is palpable, radiating from Kenshin's trembling form. He's victorious, but not without immense cost. The physical toll is clear, his heavy, ragged breaths cutting through the quiet. The tactile sensation of the sweat stinging his eyes, the aching muscles, it's a hard-won victory. This wasn't about killing Enishi, it was about stopping the cycle of hatred and proving that a new path is possible. It's the kind of fight that leaves you breathless, just from watching. In the aftermath, the fortress is a wreck, a testament to the brutal conflict that just transpired, but amidst the rubble, hope rises with the first rays of dawn. Kaoru, freed by the victorious team, rushes into Kenshin's arms. The embrace is tender, heartfelt, a profound thump of their bodies, coming together, a silent declaration of love and survival. Both are injured, weary, but overwhelmingly relieved. Enishi, defeated and finally disarmed, stares blankly, his vengeance spent, his fury drained. The final image of him, broken and contemplating his actions, is a poignant one. The sounds of their heavy breathing, the quiet sniffle of tears, punctuate the scene. The sun, a golden whoosh of light, bathes the damaged fortress in a new day, symbolizing a chance for healing and a fresh start. The tactile warmth of the sun on their skin, a gentle contrast to the cold steel and bitter fighting, marks the beginning of a new chapter for Kenshin and his found family. It's not a perfectly happy ending, but it's a hopeful one, a quiet promise that peace, however fragile, is always worth fighting for. Our boy Kenshin finally gets a win that feels truly earned. As the dust settles and the wounds, both physical and emotional, begin their slow process of healing, we see Kenshin and Kaoru, surrounded by their steadfast friends, looking towards a new horizon. The sun casts a golden glow, a vibrant warmth that permeates the scene, offering a silent promise of brighter days. This movie, at its heart, reminds us that even when our past tries to drag us back, and even when we stumble under the weight of our mistakes, true strength lies in choosing to move forward. It's about facing your demons, accepting your scars, and finding the courage to build a future defined by love and peace, not vengeance. The journey may be arduous, filled with the clang of swords and the quiet ache of loss, but the bonds forged and fire endure, and sometimes all it takes is a strong support system and a whole lot of sword practice to find your way back to yourself. So remember to cherish your own found family, because they're the ones who will stand by you when the past comes knocking, or in Kenshin's case, bombing.